Meditation is a way of uniting ourselves with our supreme nature and may be described as fixing the mind on the Supreme with devotion and discipline. Dhyana or meditation is the 7th of the 8 steps in the Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali and is part of the Antaranga or inner steps of yoga. It is preceded by Dhyana or one-pointed concentration that helps us to flow into meditation. The final step in the 3 free-flowing higher states of consciousness is Samadhi or union with the divine nature in the ultimate universal unification. Maharshi Patanjali is the codifier of Yoga Darshana, the yogic view of life. He defines dharana or concentration as Desha bandha chittasya dharana, meaning thereby that concentration is a process of binding the consciousness to a point, place, region or object. This implies a duality between the seer and the seen. He further defines dhyana or meditation as tatra pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam, meaning thereby that meditation is a state in which there is a steady and continuous flow of attention and concentration on a point, place, region or object. There ceases to be a duality between the seer and the seen. The one-pointedness of concentration of dharana raises the yogi into the higher stages of mind where the buddhi or intellect is available as an instrument of the cosmic mind. When free-flowing concentration is achieved, it is known as dhyana or meditation. Meditation is not thinking as so many mistake it to be today. Cerebration, mentation, mentalization, rumination and contemplation are all forms of mind-brain activity and belong at the barely conscious mind level. Meditation is a transcendental state where, if there is awareness, it is awareness of awareness itself, a state beyond the mind. Asanas for meditative sitting. Sukhasana, the comfortable posture. Sit on the ground with your legs stretched out in front. Bend your left knee and then your right to pull the legs in and sit with your legs crossed at the ankles. Clasp your hands together to form the yoga mudra with the fingers of your right hand dominant over the left. Sit straight and perform deep and controlled breathing. Sukhasana, the comfortable posture, is a good posture for relaxation, concentration and meditation. It can be performed by most people in spite of their stressed out physical condition that prevents them from attaining to more complicated sitting postures. Perform slow and rhythmic deep breathing while sitting in this posture. Vajrasana, the thunderbolt posture. Sit on the ground with both legs stretched out in front. Bend both knees and come into a kneeling posture. Sit down on your heels so as to put the weight of your entire body on your heels and ankles. Try to keep the ankles and heels of both feet as close together as possible. Sit straight with your spine erect and with your palms on the respective thighs. Perform a few rounds of deep and controlled breathing while in this posture. Siddhasana, posture of the accomplished one. Sit in a comfortable Sukhasana. Adjust your feet so that you can bring your right heel into the perineum with the sole of the foot touching the opposite groin. Lift your left foot and place it into the space created between the calf and the inner thigh of your right leg. Perform Jnana Mudra by uniting your thumb and forefinger and place the mudra over the respective knees with the palm facing up. Perform slow and rhythmic deep breathing. Siddhasana is an excellent sitting posture for concentration and meditation, as it creates an energy field that is conducive to the higher practices of yoga. Ardha Padmasana, the half lotus posture. Take up a comfortable Sukhasana. Relax your right foot out a bit and adjust your left foot with your right thigh. Catch hold of your right foot and place it on your left thigh as high as possible. Perform Jnana Mudra and place the hands palm up over the respective knees. Perform slow and rhythmic deep breathing. Padmasana, the lotus posture. Sit on the ground with both your legs stretched out in front. Bend your right knee and place your right foot as high as possible on your left thigh. Bend your left knee and place your left foot high up on your right thigh. Sit as straight as possible and perform Jnana Mudra. Breathe in a slow, deep and rhythmic manner. Padmasana, the lotus posture, is one of the classical yogasanas of Hatha Yoga and is an excellent sitting posture for concentration and meditation. Care should be taken to see that this posture is never forced, or it may take many months to get over the sore knee or ankle created by the forcing. When ready, slowly relax the posture and stretch your feet out in front. Shake your feet and thump your thighs a few times to relieve them of any accumulated tension. The most commonly taught position for concentration or meditation is to place the left foot into position first, followed then by the right foot in the dominant position. Perform the Jnana Mudra and breathe deeply in a slow and rhythmic manner. Mudras for meditation. Various hasta mudras or hand gestures are used to enhance the concentration and deepen the experience of meditation. We shall now learn about a few of them. Jnana Mudra. This gesture of wisdom is performed by joining the thumb and the forefinger together in a perfect circle. The other three fingers are outstretched in a rigid fashion. Jnana Mudra is placed over the knees and held with the palm facing upwards. This mudra helps focus the restless mind and enables us to attain a state of jnana or discriminatory wisdom. It is an excellent mudra for meditation and contemplation and can be used at times of study and introspection. Chin Mudra. From a straight back sitting position such as the Vajrasana, bring both hands up to the chest level with palms facing forward. Join the tips of your thumbs and index fingers to form a perfect circle. Keep the other 3 fingers straight and with their sides joined together in parallel. Place the Chin Mudra on your thighs with the palm facing down. Contemplate the mudra as it stimulates the mind into higher states of consciousness. Namaskar Mudra. Sit in any meditative posture. Bring both your hands up to your chest and join your palms together. Keep your elbows in a lifted position. This mudra is commonly used in many Eastern cultures as a gesture of greeting and peace, as it helps us to recognize that the divine manifests itself through all beings. Anjali Mudra. Sit in any meditative posture. Slowly lift both arms up from the side of your body. At the peak of the stretch, bring both your palms together with your arms high over your head. Hold the mudra with sensitivity and awareness. Contemplate on the subtle energies of the 6 higher chakras that are located in the higher region of the subtle body. When ready, relax the hand position and bring your hands back to the thighs. Kailash Mudra. Sit in any meditative posture. Slowly lift both your hands and perform the Anjali Mudra. Gently bring the Anjali Mudra down to your head so that your wrists are touching the top of your head. Make sure that your elbows are kept in line with your shoulders. This mudra forms a beautiful triangular frame for your face. Try to visualize Mount Kailash in its wonderful snow-coated splendor. This mudra helps energize the Sahasrara Chakra, the crown center of psychic energy, and is a useful mudra for contemplation. Bhairava Mudra. Sit in any meditative posture. Bring your left hand onto your lap with the palm facing up and then place the right hand on it with the right palm facing upwards also. Sit quietly and contemplate the mudra. The right hand represents the masculine energy of Shiva, and in this mudra, that energy is kept dominant. When ready, relax the hand position and bring your hands back to the thighs. Bhairavi Mudra. Sit in any meditative posture. Bring your right hand onto your lap with its palm facing up and then place your left hand on it with the left palm facing upwards too. Sit quietly and contemplate the mudra. The left hand represents the feminine energy and this mudra indicates the dominance of our creative and artistic energy of Shakti over the masculine energy of Shiva. When ready, relax the hand position and bring your hands back to the thighs. Yoga Mudra. Take up any meditative posture. Entwine the fingers of both hands with the fingers of the right superior over the left. The right thumb should be at the top of the piled up heap of fingers. Place the Yoga Mudra on your lap in a relaxed manner and enjoy the calm arising within yourself. Perform deep breathing and become aware of how this mudra brings about a steady and harmonious balance between the right and left flows of energy in your subtle body. Bhumi Sparsha Mudra. Sit in any meditative posture and perform the Dhyana Mudra. Place the hands over the knees and then extend the fingers forward until the tips are touching the ground. This earth witnessing or earth touching gesture is a gesture of reverence for our planet, the earth, which sustains our race. Ancient yogis were true environmentalists, and through development of reverence for nature, they upheld the highest ethical principles of conservation. Mahabhinishkramana Mudra. From a sitting position, bring your left hand close to your navel with the palm facing upwards. Make your right hand into a clenched fist with your thumb directed straight upwards and place your right hand on the upturned left palm in front of your navel. This hand gesture represents the symbol of Lord Shiva, the Lord of evolutionary change. It is also known as the Mahabhinishkramana Mudra or the mighty gesture of renunciation. After you have held the mudra for a comfortable period of time, relax your hands back to your thighs and sit quietly to absorb the higher energies of evolutionary change and renunciation that will start to flow through your system. Trataka or yogic gazes. Jyoti Trataka. The term Jyoti means a luminous light. Trataka is the concentrated gaze at the tip of the flame of a lamp kept in front and at eye level 3 or 4 feet away. Sit in any of the meditative postures and gaze steadily at the tip of the flame without blinking the eyes. Don't allow any distracting thoughts to enter your mind, and if they do, then clean them out at once. Try to maintain the gaze and control the blinking of the eyes as much as possible. There may be the tendency for tears to form. Ignore this unless it becomes overpowering. When you can no longer continue the gazing, close your eyes and relax for some time. Repeat the practice at least 3 to 9 times at each sitting to obtain maximum benefit. To relieve any tension that may have accumulated in your eyes, rub your palms together to generate healthy, warm, pranic energy. Place your cupped palms over the respective eye, blocking out any external light, and rest your elbows onto the ground to relax for some time. Concentration upon a single point or object for a prolonged period helps to shut out the outer world and also produces a state of alert awareness. With prolonged practice of one-pointed concentrative gaze, all irrelevant sensory feedback can be eliminated from consciousness, leading to the experience of a state of meditation. Bhrumadhya Drishti Trataka. Bhrumadhya Bindu refers to the midpoint between the eyebrows and is one of the most important concentration points in yoga. Perform Siddhasana and do a few rounds of deep breathing. Open your eyes wide and gaze upwards. Focus your gaze on the Bhrumadhya Bindu. Concentrate on this point without blinking your eyes as long as possible. Relax your gaze. Close your eyes and hold this point inwardly for 15 to 20 seconds. To relieve any tension that may have accumulated in your eyes, rub your palms together to generate healthy, warm, pranic energy. Place your cupped palms over the respective eye, blocking out any external light, and rest your elbows onto the ground to relax for some time. Repeat the practice 3 times at each sitting until a sense of inner concentration is achieved. A deeper aspect of this practice is the Shambhavi Mudra, where an element of contemplation on the Atman or the higher self is added to the practice for a deeper inner experience.
Om Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam
Nasagra Drishti Trataka. Perform Padmasana and do a few rounds of deep breathing. Open your eyes wide and focus your gaze upon the tip of your nose. Your left eye must catch the tip of the nose with the same balance and lack of tension as does your right eye. If there is tension, close your eyes and imagine that you are still gazing at the tip of your nose. Repeat 3 to 9 times at each session until a sense of relaxation is achieved. One should gradually increase the practice of Nasagra Drishti without putting too much strain on the eyes. To relieve any tension that may have accumulated in your eyes, rub your palms together to generate healthy, warm, pranic energy. Place your cupped palms over the respective eye, blocking out any external light, and rest your elbows onto the ground to relax for some time. If a headache develops, stop the practice session and rest your eyes with palming. It is advisable to wash out your eyes with lukewarm saline water after the practice if any tension is still felt in the eyes. Antaradharana. Antaradharana refers to the various techniques of inner concentration that can be done from Dharmikasana, the devotional posture. Assume the heel-sitting Vajrasana and breathe in deeply, filling all sections of your lungs. Blast out your breath in multiple whooshes while slowly bringing your head down to the ground. Repeat the practice 2 more times. After performing 3 rounds of Mukha Bhastrika, relax in the Dharmikasana by pulling your nose in between the knees. Catch hold of your heels and let your elbows relax to the ground. Concentrate on the point of your forehead that is touching the ground and visualize yourself in a positive, happy, and healthy state of body, emotions, and mind. From Dharmikasana, you can perform the following techniques of inner concentration. Kshitijan Kriya. Kshiti means horizon in Sanskrit, but the horizon used for this inner concentration is an inner mind horizon. After performing the Dharmikasana, mentally think of the point where your head is touching the floor. Directly inside the head, between the hemispheric folds of the brain, is a nerve center called Bindu Nadi. Withdraw your concentration into this Bindu and imagine that you are looking into the eastern sky just before dawn. Your inner screen or mental horizon is one of velvety, warm darkness. Then imagine a full sunrise with all its colors. Relax in this pleasant inner view, letting the experience flood through your entire nervous system. Ekavarna Kriya. Experiment with another yogic technique while in Dharmikasana. This will educe inner light experiences. Concentrate at the same Bindu point, thinking only about your single most favorite color. Choose the color that you like best from the entire color spectrum. Imagine that you are completely engulfed in this liquid color, as though you have fallen into an ocean of colored liquid. Sometimes a swirling sensation of color will develop, and you will be literally sucked into a point of light in which you may also experience some inner sounds. Do not let these sounds interrupt your concentration, but become completely lost in the color and sound. Jyotir Darshana. Jyotir Darshana is the blessing of a view of the inner light. Begin by concentration in the Bindu Nadi at that point where the head touches the floor in Dharmikasana. Imagine you are sitting out of doors in bright sunlight or watching a bright sunrise. Concentrate fully on this idea. If you do so, a pinprick of light will appear from within the mind's eye, the third eye, the Agnya Chakra. Hold this light gently in your inner gaze. Do not concentrate too hard or it will go away. Learn to gaze passively without the desire to grasp, possess or hold what your mind educes. Keep the concentration until the light fades or you feel sufficiently relaxed to discontinue the practice. Pranava Dhyana. This practice is a one-pointed concentration on the form and natha or sound of the sacred Pranava Om, which is known as the mantra of all mantras. This can be done from any of the sitting postures, but make sure that your back is erect. It is best to do this after performing a few rounds of conscious deep breathing so that the mind is in a calm state. Pranava Dhyana harmonizes the body, emotions and mind. It is an important part of the Rishi culture Ashtanga Yoga tradition as taught by Yoga Maharshi Dr. Swami Geethananda Giri. In this practice, emphasis is first placed on making the sounds A, U and separately and then in combination. This is followed by the performance of the practice mentally without the audible sound. Sit in Vajrasana and place the chin mudra on your thighs. Breathe in deeply into your lower chest area. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out with the sound ah. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. Now concentrate on the sound ah mentally and perform the same practice 3 times without the audible sound. Curl your fingers inward to form the Chinmaya Mudra and place it on your thighs. Breathe deeply into your mid-chest region. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out with the sound oo. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now concentrate on the sound oo mentally and perform the same practice 3 times without the audible sound. Perform the Adi Mudra by clenching your fists with your thumb in the center and place the mudra on your thighs. Breathe deeply in your upper chest and clavicular regions. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now exhale with the sound Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. Now concentrate on the sound mentally and perform the same practice 3 times without the audible sound. perform the fourth part of the practice that unites the three earlier parts, perform the Adi Mudra and then place it with the knuckles of both hands touching in front of the navel. This is known as the Brahma Mudra. Take a deep breath into the lower, mid and upper chest regions. Now let the breath out with the sounds A, U, Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. Now concentrate on the sound and perform the same practice 3 times without the audible sound. A performance of 3 to 9 rounds of the Pranava Dharana when done daily helps to relax the body, emotion, mind complex and provides complete healing through the production of healing vibrations at all levels of our existence. This is the cornerstone of yogic breath therapy and can produce health and well-being for all. When the concentrative aspect of the practice is taken to its peak, a state of meditation or Pranava Dhyana can ensue. Chakra Dhyana. Our subtle body is made up of 12 major energy vortices known as the Dvadasha Chakras. There are 6 higher Anda Chakras and 6 lower Pinda Chakras. The 6 Pinda Chakras, namely Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha and Ajna offer us an excellent opportunity for contemplation and meditation. Chakra Pranayama. The first of the concentration practices is the Shat Chakra Pranayama that can be done from any meditative sitting posture such as Vajrasana. While breathing in, visualize pranic energy rising from the base of your spine up through the 6 chakras situated along the cerebrospinal axis. While you breathe out, visualize the prana coming down through the same 6 chakras. Imagine that your body is a 6-storied building and the prana is rising and descending on an elevator. A held in and held out breath can be added appropriately at the back of the brow center, the Ajna Chakra, and at the base of the spine, the Mooladhara Chakra. Chakra meditation. This meditative sitting is best done facing north or east. The performance of a few rounds of deep and conscious breathing in Shavasana prior to this meditative sitting can serve to enhance its effect drastically. Kneel in the Vajrasana or take up any sitting posture in which you are absolutely certain that the spine is yogically erect so that the energy can move upwards in an effortless and smooth manner. Do some deep chakra pranayama. As you come up through the chakras, starting from the base of the spine and through to beyond the top of the head, try to become aware of each of these centers. With practice and inner growth, these centers will start to become conscious centers filling with light, sound and color. When the breath is completely filled in and you are in the Sahasrara chakra beyond the top of the head, hold your breath in a prana kumbhaka, a held in breath for a lengthy period of time. Slowly let the breath out and keep your concentration in that 1000-petal lotus chakra. Let the breath take on any form that it wishes and simply hold the idea that you are sitting in the midst of a beautiful 1000-petaled pink lotus. Hold that idea as long as you can, repeating the visualization over and over until a pleasing sensation of being suspended comes about. Antara Japa, Om Japa. Take up any meditative posture and start to perform the Savitri pranayama in a 6x3 or 8x4 rhythm. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3. Make an audible Pranava Om in the Bindu Nadi. With Japa Ajapa, make silent intonation of the Pranava Om, concentrating at the same point. Do not let the mind waver away from either a conscious repetition of the mantra Om as Japa or as the silent Ajapa. Ajapa Japa. Take up any meditative posture and start to perform the Savitri pranayama in a 6x3 or 8x4 rhythm. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3. As you breathe in, listen to the sound of Sah made as the breath enters your respiratory passages. As you breathe out, listen to the sound of Hum that is made as the breath leaves your respiratory passages. Concentrate on this Ajapa Japa of Hum Sa So Hum in tune with the breath. Prana Kriya. Take up any meditative posture and begin Savitri pranayama in a 6:3 ratio. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3. Concentrate deeply on the breath until all other concerns are minimized. If the concentration is deep enough, a pratyahara or sensory withdrawal develops. This can produce a state where one becomes the breath and one has the experience of moving in and out of the body rather than being the breather who is taking the breath in and out of the body. Start to focus your mind at the midpoint between your brows. As you breathe in, feel the sensation of moving outward through the middle of the forehead to a point outside of the body. As you breathe out, feel the sensation of moving back through the brows at the forehead into a center deep within the folds of the brain. After 9 rounds of this practice, breathe out and settle your mind deep within the folds of the brain where the breath has taken you. Brahma Muhurta Meditation. One of the most productive of the many forms of quiet sitting, popularly grouped under the heading of meditation, is an early morning technique. It is undertaken at God's auspicious hour, the Brahma Muhurta. Brahma Muhurta refers to the time period approximately 1 hour before sunrise and can be arbitrarily set at around 4:45 am for most places. The period of time in which the meditation is productive is rather short, lasting from a minimum of about 10 minutes to a maximum of 40 minutes. Prepare yourself to get up early for the Brahma Muhurta meditation by going to bed early and on a light stomach the previous night. In the morning, as soon as you are conscious that you are awake, take up a straight back sitting position and sit facing to the east. Keep your mind as placid as possible, as this is the important feature of the early morning meditation. Breathe slowly and rhythmically, but very quietly. Do not upset the peace. Hold your mind concentrated inside your head at a point in line with the eyebrows. Relax. Don't attempt to force visualization. Simply be alert and expectant. Presently, you will have the sensation of movement within the head as though watching a ticker tape of your thoughts. The thoughts will be in extreme slow motion. Observe the thoughts. Don't get emotionally involved with them. Just watch them. You will actually be able to see your thoughts as well as hear them. Usually, the thoughts are quite mundane but benign. Simply observe them passively and dispassionately. Even a mundane thought can take on a new dimension at God's hour. Occasionally, you will find yourself being instructed from within. This is the beginning of the safest form of intuition or inner teaching. The mind will actually instruct you in some of the principles of life, particularly associated with your personal needs and the ways in which you can evolve. The usual experience during the Brahma Muhurta meditation is to have the teachings from one's own inner guru. This is a powerful self-teacher who resides within the Hridaya Manas Chakra, a mind-heart center that is an auxiliary center to the Anahata, the center of unstruck sound. A special form of energy called Usha Shakti is present for the meditator at the Brahma Muhurta, and this may be correlated to the feedback from the Van Allen belt in the ionosphere that influences or impedes electromagnetic waves just before sunrise. After the Brahma Muhurta meditation, you may embark upon your usual program of Hatha Yoga or attend to personal hygienic needs and other duties. You may rest afterwards, but sleep is not advised.
When we speak of meditation, we are speaking mostly about nothing. Because meditation means transcendence of the material world. That world that we see with our senses, that we perceive through sight, through hearing, through smell, and so forth. We have to go beyond that in order to reach a meditative state. Literally, a state where there is no thing, nothing. It is said that meditating or meditation is concentrating more and more on less and less. Now, most of us are so locked up in the sensual world, we cannot tolerate the meditative state. We cannot tolerate a state where there is no thing, where there's nothing. And most of us are so occupied with becoming somebody, we cannot tolerate the idea of being nobody. We succeed in meditation when we have nothing, no thing, and we are nobody. Meditation is an exalted state. One has to work to achieve that state. So much work must be done before meditation can occur. And this is what is implied by the word Dhyana. Normally, the classical yoga is thought of as having 8 parts, of which meditation is the 7th. Meditation in Sanskrit is called Dhyana. The idea is that Dhyana is an exalted state of consciousness. It is something that cannot be practiced, but rather one prepares one's body, emotions, mind, to the point where dhyan occurs spontaneously. It is a spontaneous ascent of consciousness to a particular level where the personality melts into the universality and only a oneness exists. Classical yoga has given us the path. One must begin with a morality and ethics, yama niyama. One must live properly, restraining the animal nature and cultivating the human qualities. Then one must control the body, teaching the body, disciplining the body, particularly to attain a stillness. Asana. Asana means to sit quietly in stillness. When the body comes under the control of mind, when the animal instinct towards movement is restrained, then one is ready for pranayama, controlling the flow of energy, the energy currents which flow into the body, out of the body, the energy currents which sustain the mind, the emotions, and the entire being. These energy currents, called the pranic flow, are directed, controlled, intensified through pranayama. When all of this has been achieved to some extent, then the attention must be turned to the senses, the sensory impressions, and restraining the senses, controlling the senses, understanding the position of the senses in one's life, transcending the sensory stimulus. This is what we meant when we said meditation, Dhyana, is to speak of no thing. When we control these sensory impressions, we enter a state where literally we do not perceive the material world. After we have achieved that state where the body is still, the prana is stilled and controlled, where we are living a life that is disciplined, moral, and ethical, and the senses come under control, and we are satisfied and happy to live with minimum sensory stimulus, we are ready to enter what is called in yoga dharana, or concentration. Then we begin to work directly with mind, making the mind one-pointed, teaching the mind to become concentrated, to stay on one point, ekagrata. Now, if we can maintain that one-pointedness of mind on an object, whether external or internal, it can be an external object, it can be an internal object, an internal sound, an internal sight. The ancients, especially the Upanishadic rishis, taught us the best object of contemplation is the sound of the Pranava Aum. Now, when that one-pointedness becomes total, then the will is transcended. Even the human will is transcended. And that flow of consciousness exists, where there is neither object nor subject, but simply a flow. The three-pronged nature of our existence, subject, object, and the interaction between the two, seeing or the thing seen and the act of seeing, all become one unitary process, and this is the state of Dhyana. Now, this can occur only when the other states have been mastered to some extent. Dhyana, therefore, is not concentration. We can plant the seed, we can water the seed, but we cannot make the flower bloom. That is not in our power. The state of Dhyana and the higher state of Samadhi, which comes out of Dhyana, is not within our power. Therefore, the classical yoga teachings were, prepare yourself. And the techniques are there, the teachings are there, the proper attitudes are there to prepare the human body, mind, emotions for that very exalted state of consciousness called Dhyana. We can say that we would like to cultivate a meditative attitude in everything we do. This implies that we choose consciously powerful, strong, thoughts and cultivate attitudes which are positive toward every single thing which occurs to us during the day and towards every single person. The basis of daily life, of good meditative daily life, is choosing the right attitude toward everything that happens and controlling the thoughts that come into the mind, controlling the body, controlling the senses, the idea of restraining ourselves and becoming conscious at every moment of what we are doing, thinking, feeling, and saying. If we can live like that, we prepare ourselves for the exalted state of Dhyana every second of the day. Many life activities are more conducive to producing high states of consciousness than others. Obviously, television drags us down. Obviously, some of the bad habits of modern life destroy the capacity for high states of consciousness. But working with little children who have very fresh minds, who are filled with joy and laughter, will help lift us. Living in nature, seeing the trees, the plants, taking care of the plants, watering plants, working in the garden, going for walks along the ocean, listening to good classical music, performing pujas or simple religious rituals, speaking with friends of high thoughts, not gossip, but high aspirations and high thoughts, reading inspirational literature, the Upanishads, the Vedic literature, the Yogic literature, or the thoughts of people who have very high thoughts. Even our daily life, every event of the daily life, if we are living consciously, the key is consciousness. We should be totally aware of every single thing we say, do, and think. If we can cultivate that awareness, every moment of our day becomes a preparation for that meditative state. Cooking, if we cook with concentration and love for those whom we are going to serve. Cleaning, if we clean with the idea that we are creating a good environment for the people living with us. Writing, reading, even the simple mundane tasks of life. Whatever we do, we should do with complete concentration, with complete awareness. Another word for Dhyana or meditation is wholeheartedness. We should do everything with wholeheartedness and cheerfulness. Without a cheerful mind, one cannot attain a meditative state. Cheerfulness, wholeheartedness, energy, concentration in our daily activities, choosing simple, natural way of life creates a body, mind, emotions capable of achieving these high states. Then everything we do, everything we say, everything we feel takes us upward. The meditative life is a life that moves up. And in every way we want to elevate ourselves. If you'll recall, when I began our class today, I said that meditation is concentrating more and more on less and less. That when we speak of meditation, we have to speak of nothing, no thing. And the goal of meditation is to become nobody. We have to leave aside the desire to be somebody. Leave the desire to have something. We must desire no thing, and we must be willing to become nobody. This is not a negative thought, it's the highest positive thought. And I would like to leave this discussion today with this idea. To become a meditative person, to live a meditative life, a conscious life, an aware life, we must become nobody. We must let the ego go. The ego cannot meditate. We must transcend ego to become nobody. This is positive. There's a little play on words which illustrates this beautifully. Nobody is perfect. We've all heard that expression. Nobody is perfect. Through meditation and Dhyana, we become nobody. And hence, we become perfect. Namaskar.